So this is my first YouTube video. As you can see, this channel is all about mommyhood. I have 2 kids. One is a year and a half and the other is 3. I am completely swamped with everything mommy when it comes to changing diapers, doctor's visits, doing the real things like bringing your kid to the library, because if you don't bring your kid to the library and you don't read to them, you're a bad parent. Oh, and if you don't bring them outside, 65 times a day, then you're also a bad parent. So the trips to the park and screaming kids, pushing your other kids off the slide, all real mommy things. So that's what I spend my day doing. Cleaning and grabbing my hair and trying to rip it out of my head because somebody is throwing something or hitting someone or destroying something. And when you have kids as close as age and mine, you're just there, enjoying the ride. So this is going to be a YouTube channel documenting my life as the real mom. The things that the other mommies, like Scanta mommies, tell you that you need to do, like breastfeed, which is good for your baby, but you're not a bad mom if you don't do it. I'm sorry, I hate to tell everyone, but you're not. If you decide to go back to work because you need to make money for your family, or you have to be on medications where you can't breastfeed or something like that, it does not make you a bad mom to not breastfeed. I don't believe in putting your kids in the most expensive outfits you can find. They're adorable. They're gonna get puke and poop and everything else on them in 2 seconds. These moms get on the internet and they're like, I'm the best mom ever. You're not. You're in the same boat as everyone else. You're here on this earth like everyone else. You are not the best mom in the world. You are just trying to make it like the rest of us, hoping to God by the end of the 18 years that you have your child, you did not screw them up and they become a person that can live in the world. Like, it's just that simple. That's what mommyhood is. You spend your days thinking about everyone else. You always put yourself last. As you can see, my hair is a fucking mess. I did not brush it today. I see these moms that get on the internet and they say, well, I spent 4 hours doing my makeup. And where was your kid during that time? Because I am lucky if I get 4 minutes, let alone 4 hours. Screw 4 minutes. I don't even pee with my door shut. Like, there's no time at all. Once they are in bed, if one of them doesn't wake up screaming, I get a bath at night, which I will also document on this channel. The good ways to mommy relax without doing drugs. And people tell you, oh, well, sleep when your child sleeps. You never get any time to yourself then. If you slept every time your child slept, you would never do anything for yourself ever again. It just wouldn't happen. You would be the most well-rested person on the earth, because honestly, toddlers are supposed to sleep around 12 hours a day, whether they take a nap or not. Including their nap, they're supposed to sleep 12 hours. So if that is true, according to the American Pediatrics Association, then you would be the most well-rested person in the world. You would be the only mom I know that sleeps 12 hours a day. And you would have absolutely no time to yourself, not to mention that I don't know when you would be cleaning or anything else, because after my kids are in bed, I have to pick up my house. I have to, do things for myself, like bathing myself, because I can't do that during the day. I mean, I have 2 kids that, God forbid, if I left them in the hallway while I'm in the shower for 5 minutes, one of them is putting something in their mouth, choking, and the other one is got their hand in the toilet. Like, it just doesn't work for me. My husband works full time. Like, he's amazing. I love him to death. He supports his family so I can be a stay-at-home mom. I do not put my kids into daycare, and the reason for that, I will tell you, is I don't bash anybody who does that. I just personally won't. And the reason is because these bigger organizations that do daycare, they're amazing with your children, but they will literally take half of your salary. Like half of everything that you make in a year, they're going to take care of your kids. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's the same as having a stay-at-home mom. I'm taking half of my husband's salary to take care of myself and his kids. That's just the way that it works. So I would rather be home doing it than have somebody else do it. The other thing is if you find an affordable daycare that is through somebody's home, you don't know what you're getting. I see a lot in the news lately where kids have been beaten, they've been killed, they've been molested. And I'm not saying that's the case for all of them. It's just I'm not willing to take that chance, because the fact of the matter is these people that have been doing this, there have been people that were sending their kids there for years and didn't know that any of this was going on. And I mean, we just had one locally. Myself, we had one literally 5 blocks away that was arrested because he molested his 2 kids while he was on meth, and he molested another kid that he was babysitting. It was him and his wife, and the person that had been bringing their child there had no clue that they were drug addicts, no clue that they were doing this to their child, and they put it all over the internet. So now they're getting charged federally. Like, this is really happening to people that send their kids to in-home daycares. It's not just something that you're seeing on Facebook. It's really happening. My kids, I have a boy and a girl. So I'm going to talk about boy stuff on this channel. I'm going to talk about girl stuff on this channel. It's not going to be one way or the other. I don't know. I honestly right now am in a lot of pain because with my first child, during my birthing process, my hips were bent back too far and I ended up tearing both my hips, and I had hip surgery on my one. I still need hip surgery on my other. So I am living on a life of Tylenol because in my world where your husband works full time and you are a stay-at-home mom, getting surgery and having to not take care of your children for 4 weeks is like, it just doesn't happen. Honestly, I was supposed to take 4 weeks off. I ended up taking 2. We don't use daycare, so it's not something that I can do. I have to think of myself last. That's the way it is. But I knew this when I had my kids. I love my kids to death. I wanted my kids more than anything in the world. But I also need time for me. And that's the number one thing that most moms forget. Is you hear all these stories about these moms on Facebook and everything. Oh, you're a bad parent if you do this. You're a bad parent. You are not a bad parent if you take 10 minutes to go look on Facebook and see what everyone else is up to while your kid is sitting down watching Barney. That does not make you a bad parent if you are not cutting up sponges to do sponge painting while your kid takes a nap. That does not make you a bad parent. That makes you a real parent. It makes you a real parent that you are taking time for yourself. It makes you a real parent that you need that time to not go mentally insane. Because these parents that get on here, and I guarantee they have nannies, they send their kids to daycare, they half of their kids are in school already, and they're going and telling you, well, I didn't do that. Well, of course you don't do that. Your kid is in school 12 hours a freaking day. If my kid was in school 12 hours a day, I'd be cutting sponges too if I didn't have a job. I have to do everything that they're doing while taking care of my kids. They think it's a big thing going to the grocery store. I have to go to the grocery store with 2 kids. And you think it's a big freaking deal that you have to go to the grocery store while your kid is in school. Are you kidding me? And you're going to tell moms that they're bad parents? No, absolutely not. That's what being a real parent is being able to take some time for yourself in between the moments where you want to rip your hair out and scream and you're going, oh my God, I didn't know this was going to be this hard. Or in my case, because I have 2, going, oh my God, why did I want to do this again? I said that throughout my whole pregnancy. I had my daughter, and I was like, this was so worth it. Oh my God, this is amazing. Look how she cuddles. She's so sweet. My daughter walked at 9 months. So when I had talked it over with my husband, I was like, I want another child. I want, a baby that's going to stay a baby longer. She was very advanced for her age, did everything way above where she was supposed to be. So we had our son the whole pregnancy because my hips were already torn. Why did I do this again? Why did I do this again? Why did I do this again? It was horrible. Then I have him, and he is humongous, guys. He's humongous. He literally, right now, he's 14 months. He is in a size 4T. He hasn't worn a size 12 months since he was like 6 months old. Like, he grows ridiculously. It was to the point where I was having to buy him new wardrobe every month because that's how fast he was going. I swear to God, I don't know how our wallet survived, but it did. You're gonna see me with my kids on this channel. You're gonna see me without my kids. You're gonna see me hanging out. I will do live chats where I can answer some questions for new moms and moms that are in the same situation as I am. But I'm the real mom, guys. I'm not going to tell you that you're a bad parent and everything else because I'm the mom that's in the park that her kid's not looking and I'm sticking a gusher in my mouth while my kid's running around. Like, I'm that mom. And that doesn't make you a bad parent. That makes you a real parent. If your kids are coming up to you and telling you they love you at the end of the day and giving you hugs and, that makes you a real parent. It doesn't make you a bad parent. Bad parents are the parents that beat their kids and, don't bathe their kids and, yeah, sometimes my kid may go a day without a bath. Sometimes I go 2 days without a shower. Like, I think it's pretty even. Depending on what I have going on. Like, if I'm out of town, by the time I get home, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night. And my house is usually destroyed before we leave, so then I have to pick it up when we come home. I'm not taking a shower that day. I'll be totally honest. It just doesn't work out that way. There are nights when I get 5 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep. There have been nights when I've gotten no sleep at all. And then my husband's heading off to work, and he's like, oh, bye, see ya. And I'm like, great, thanks. Like, hopefully the kids take a nap, because I need a nap. That's what being a real parent is loving your kids unconditionally and wanting what's best for them, but being real about it. Not having these ridiculous expectations that your kids are never going to get dirty, they're going to wear the best brands, and, you're going to breastfeed until they're 7, and, that's all ridiculous. Your kids are going to be like everybody else's kids, and it's not going to matter whether they were breastfed or bottle fed or they're in Ralph Lauren or they're in Walmart or it doesn't matter. When they go to school, they're going to make friends. And you know what? It's not going to matter what those other kids look like because those kids aren't seeing that. They're not seeing, oh, well, we can't be friends because, you weren't bottle fed. And I was told that only bottle fed kids can be friends with bottle fed. That doesn't happen. That's not real parenting. Making your kid able to live on their own and go out into the world and get an education and make something of themselves and be an upstanding citizen, that's your goal at parenting, and that's it. That's your only goal, is to treat your kids good, make sure that they're loved, and to make sure that they make it in the world. That's it. So if you steal their cookies at the end of the day because they left them on the table and you're shoving them in your mouth like the Cookie Monster on Sesame Street, it's okay. If you do like I do and you're like, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock, I can't wait till 7 because my kids are going to go to bed and that means that I can take my bubble bath and relax, that makes you a real parent. I've talked to millions of people about this. I've been on countless mommy sites, and some of the stuff is completely ridiculous. Some of it, there's some scientific evidence backing it, like certain things you should and shouldn't do. Like I'm very big on car seat safety. I will tell you guys that off the bat. I don't bash, I educate. So if I see somebody doing something wrong, I will tell you that you're doing it wrong. Not in a mean way. I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Their chest clip needs to be up here. Because God forbid you get into an accident. And this is my big reason why. I was almost in I was in an accident. It was about 4 years ago now. I stopped driving for a full year after this accident. Like, I was in a tiny Honda Civic, like a 98. I don't know if you guys know how tiny that is, but they are tiny cars, very tiny, and they're metal. So this car, like, was great in this accident. I came out with only a dent, but this huge SUV is coming right at my driver's side door, and I'm looking up, like, literally, I swear to God, time froze, and I'm looking up at this SUV going, oh my God, I'm gonna die. That's all I'm thinking. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm not making it out of this. My car only ended up with a dent. Her car was completely totaled. Her wheels were ripped off of her car. Her whole front end was smashed in. Her whole back end was smashed in. Her whole left side of her car was ripped off. This is why I get on people about car seat safety, is because if a child had been in that car, they probably would not have survived. Being that the back end of that car, the wheels were ripped off and the side of the car was completely gone, they wouldn't have survived. That's why I'm big on car seat safety, is because of that accident and seeing what, these cars say, oh, we're the safest car, we have 17. I don't care if you have 20 million airbags. If your car completely rips apart when you're in an accident, which is most cars these days because they're made out of plastic, it's not safe. It just isn't. I mean, there's just no other way to say it, but I don't bash, I educate. I just tell you, your chest clip should be up here and this is the reason why. If you choose not to do it, that's on you. That's your parenting thing. That's on you. I'm worried about me, my kids, and my parenting. And if I get through the end of the day and my kids are tucked in bed and they're in their PJs and they're loved and they're happy, my goal for that day was met. Nothing else matters. What's going on in the Facebook world, what's going on in the news, I don't care. And honestly, that's the way that it is. Everybody gets on these social media sites and they're like, oh, well, haven't you seen this and haven't you seen that? And oh my God, I can't believe... I don't have time to even pee during the day, let alone keep up on what the hell is going on in the news and goddamn social media. Like, I will be totally honest. Kim Kardashian could walk up to my front door naked and it would be on the 6 o'clock news and I wouldn't fucking know about it. I mean, that's just the way that it is. There have been times where people, like my mom and my sister and my family, will call me like 15 times a day. Well, what are you doing? You didn't answer me. I have 2 kids that are 3 years old and under. Like, I don't have time to chat on the phone for 16 hours a day. The reason why I'm able to do this right now is because my kids are in bed. And normally, I would be taking my bath and taking my Tylenol and going to bed myself. But unfortunately, I ran out, so I'm waiting for my husband to get home with my Tylenol. So, you guys can follow me. I hope that you do. I hope you subscribe. We will do some fun shit. I will show you things about, different toys and different companies, and, we'll just talk mommyhood, like the real mommyhood. Not that crap that everybody feeds you. The real mommyhood. And you can laugh at me. I don't care. I really don't. Because I know that I'm doing what I have to do for my kids. And that's it. That's it. And that's all that matters. So I hope you subscribe. I will see you all later.